I mean,
Practically. Why isn't he?
yeah, I mean,
The dude defeated the Gundam in a Leo. How many times I keep saying this? Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stone-Faced Reactions. I'm Theta, this is Lessons, and we are back with another episode of Mobile Suit Gundam Wing. An incomprehensible mess of over-the-top madness that culminates... well, we wouldn't know, would we?
would be, I guess.
Well, technically it culminates in Hiro and Relina getting married in a manga. It's either a manga or a light novel. No, it's not the end of the series. It doesn't happen in the movie or the shows. That was a recent release within the last 3 years. I can't remember when it came out.
I mean, this is the anniversary of Gundam Wing. 30 years anniversary was celebrated like a month ago, so I guess.
I want to say it happened sometime in the last year. I don't know if it was last month, though. I want to say I heard about it during Witch from Mercury coming out. It was either that or sometime during Requiem for Vengeance's release. It happened during something else I was already paying attention to.
Yeah. I guess he becomes the king of the world, I guess. Well, I don't remember how the movie ends.
Well, don't spoil it, and also don't try to remember it. We're so far away from that.
Yeah. Anywho. This is a two-parter, I guess. This is the last episode was a setup for the duel, and now we're going to get the duel.
I mean, it's a two-parter in the essence that everything is a part of the last episode that came before it.
Who?
Up until the Hero self-destruct episode. Because there's a time skip after that, so it's a completely things have happened sequence.
Yeah, we haven't seen what was it called? The things that we're going to get updated with AI or software, the pointy mechs. We were going to see them later, but we haven't seen them.
We've seen them already.
Yeah, but not in combat.
Depends on how pedantic you want to be.
I don't want to be too pedantic, so let's.
So you want to be some pedantic, but not too pedantic.
Well, a little bit.
I find that's probably some degree of pedancy in that discussion right there.
Yeah. Let's continue somewhere else. So we avoid pedancy at all if we can.
But we're not going to, because I'm here.
Or nothing I can say to that, really.
I'm a pedant.
There is, but I don't.
It's going to happen.
But I don't want to. I can, but I don't want to, so I won't. So, beyond that side note, the investigator that didn't believe Sex had blown up the 01 got his comeuppance, I guess? Sort of? I mean, I guess it was setting him up as a villain, but he didn't come up much as a villain other than, oh, I'm somebody who wants to rise up with the ranks and catch Sex lying. And I died trying. That's it.
He didn't set himself up as much of a villain beyond these villainous steps that he set himself up on.
Yeah, but it wasn't much. It was like, oh, I just think this other guy's going to lie to me. I'm going to investigate that. Oh, I died. The end.
What are you talking about? If this had happened in MS Igloo, for example, right? That somebody wanted to prove that Oliver May was not doing a good job as a test coordinator for the Zeon inspections, and comes along with his whole plot to, throw Oliver May under the bus in order to rise in the ranks of Zeon, that would be a whole fucking major thing. The only reason you're saying it's nothing here is because this is Gundam Wing. That is on the level of God, what was the 8th MST movie name? Miller's Report. That is a Miller-level plot line.
Yeah.
That's exactly what Miller's Report essentially was. I'm going to throw you under the bus, except her motivation wasn't rising in the ranks. It was revenge for shit that had happened in the past that we don't really get told about. So...
But they actually made a movie around it? This was like, he appears in one episode, and then
technically it's 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Right, which
And
is
you didn't even
technically
remember
more
that he
screen
was.
time.
Oh, it wasn't that important because you didn't even remember him. It's like, oh, this isn't nobody. It's like, no, that's the investigator. Like,
No, I remember
really?
Inspector Oct. I make the fucking board.
Yeah.
I put
But you
everything.
didn't recognize him as a pilot. In fact, you said, why is he
Oh
piloting
yeah,
a
you
mobile
got
suit,
me.
an
You
Ares?
got
Yeah.
me. The guy that I've seen wearing a Men in Black uniform, I didn't recognize when he was, hold on, doing these into the camera. I didn't. Who's this guy? Is that Theta?
Yeah.
So yeah, you got me wearing goggles, the whole pilot thing, and up to here, this much of his face. You got me. I didn't recognize that was Inspector Oct.
Yeah. Or that he was.
Yeah, to the degree that I had to double check. Yes, he did die that episode.
Anyway, I think it's time to jump into the episode and see if either space or time is enough to solve the issue between Sex and Hiro.
All right, with all that said, I guess let's go ahead and hop on in and see what we get.
But before we get started,
Make sure that you hit the like button.
Hit that subscribe button.
Comment down below to feed that algorithm.
on top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this,
Unfiltered.
Uncensored.
And uncut.
as well as some early access stuff,
You can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
But yeah, why don't you tell us about how much you enjoy the song?
Which I already have done so multiple times.
Yeah. I mean, it works better
I
when it
have to
shows that
lower
we
it.
only watch like one episode a week, and then we realize
Yeah.
a week later that we have nothing to say at the beginning, so we say whatever we feel, and that's typically the
Yeah.
thing we said 9 to 8 times in a row.
Yeah. I will say that this intro apparently has both animation made for it, and also they took animation from the series, and you can tell the difference. Like the one that's made for the intro is very sharp and clear, and the one that is from the series, of course, is a lower quality because they just have to pump out these episodes pretty quickly. So
Well,
Right.
also in
You can
general,
tell the
for
difference.
90s standards, Gundam Wing
Yeah.
is very low quality.
yeah, just for Gundam in general. Yeah,
Just for 90s anime in general. I mean, it's just
yeah.
Gundam Wing is not a well-produced show for some reason.
yeah.
There's other Universal Century releases in the 90s that we watched, which is better. Wasn't
Yeah.
8th MS Team in the 90s?
Yes.
ガンダムを見たものを決して生かして返すわけにはいかない。
Which is also
You
untrue.
said the words.
I mean, it's
said
also
the
not
words.
true.
I mean, everyone here is going to help are working on a Gundam. They're still alive.
What about the people on Sex's shuttle?
Yeah.
They saw it.
And Sex
No
himself.
one saw it.
Sex himself.
Everyone that escaped from the base they were going to nuke saw it.
弾薬の補充は頼めるか。
In fact, we saw Lady Un giving a whole breakdown about the Gundams where she had recorded video of it and she showed a bunch of people.
What's that quote? If nobody returns from this place, and how the stories were.
Yeah, I've said it plenty of
Came about.
times, the whole Black Pearl thing.
あと5分ほどで爆撃基地に到着します。
周囲に索敵反応は
レーダー熱源ともに反応ありません。
そうか。
Even if you mean beyond the people that we just fought. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you said it.
正しい判断だ。オズにも優秀な奴はいたか。
So are you talking about
Yeah,
Noin
that's-
or Zex?
Probably annoying. in
One of
this
these
case.
people is in the plane with you.
Yeah. Also, Gundam is supposed to be pretty rare, so this is a very expensive thing to do.
Well, they said that it could have made 2 other mobile suits out of all the stuff that they had left, and Zex decided to blow it up.
ご苦労。私はゼクス・マーキスだ。
握手でもするか。
いや、いい
I mean, if you want to.
ヒーロー・ユイか。かつてコロニーをまとめた指導者の名前と同じだな。本当の名前なのか。
お前の方こそ本当の名前なのか。
Touche.
Oh, okay, got you there. Yeah. Are you using your real name? I'll use your name. Maybe he knows. He has a good idea where. Well, he has a mask, so all helmet things supposed to cover him.
どうか遠慮なくくつろいでくれたまえ。
Also,
course,
why
one
would you
benefit of
trust an
rebuilding
Oz
the Gundam-
officer to rebuild the
Yeah.
thing? It's probably filled with tracking devices.
Yeah.
I mean, we know Zex, so we know it's not, but if you're a hero, step one, go somewhere very remote and, like, take it apart and put it back together again.
メーザーは若いが腕は確かだ。
いつ始める？
明朝でどうかな。
いいだろう。
ヒーローユイ、その前にゼクス特さんに言うことがないのか。
感謝はする。俺なりのやり方でな。ゼクスを殺す。
On his next birthday.
それでいい。この戦いはコロニーを守るために戦う兵士にとって一時の障害なのだ。私はその通過点に過ぎないか。
こんなことをしたことがないんだが。
Wow, that's something.
この戦い、ゼクスはもちろんのことだが、ヒーローも死なせてはいけないような気がする。
Why not? Your enemies.
Because she's in
Technically,
with
you're still in
Relena.
Oz.
ここにはスタビライザー一つ残っていません。
それが真実かどうかはゼクス特佐に会ってから確かめさせていただきます。
特佐はここにはいません。
ではここの責任者であったノイン得意に会わせてください。リリーナ・ピースクラフトといえばあの方は会ってくださるはずです。
だからそれは。
Taking the other name.
失礼いたします。私だ。
Sorry, did you take that?
Oh, cell phone.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you take that out of your coat pocket?
Yeah, I guess it's a sci-fi. In the 90s, it would be a big phone. A very big phone.
Big brick.
Yeah.
We're not even at the Nokia brick yet. We're at actual, like, giant brick phone.
ロームフェラ財団には筒抜けと考えて良さそうだな。
どうか十分ご注意ください。
あ、わかった。これからの時代、ロームフェラ財団にこびる者は数限りなく現れるだろう。ガンダムをかばう形になっているゼクスを倒すことは財団への忠義立てにはいい口実だ。
That thing that Zex complained about early on. People are always gunning for me.
しかしなぜオズの英雄であったゼクスが命を狙
I
わ
mean,
なくてはならない。ゼクスの
Practically. Why isn't he?
Yeah, I mean,
立ち聞きするつもりはなかった。
The dude defeated the Gundam in a Leo. How many times I keep saying
オ
this?
ズで長い時間を過ごした私は戦争の中に勝手な美意識を持ち込んでいた。戦う者同士、敵と味方に分かれていても唯一認め合うことができる精神としてだ。だが彼らは死に物狂いなのだ。命をかなぐり捨てても戦う気持ちがある。
yeah. Say the line again.
生き方こそ兵士の真の姿だ。甘いのだ。私は。
彼らにはコロニーのために戦う
It's
という
unfortunate.
気持ちがあ
I
る。
think Zex it would get himself killed in Iron Blooded Orphans.
私には守る者を持つ資格がない。
I think Zex
I mean,
is
he's pretty
essentially
good, yeah.
Zex is essentially Crank from Iron Blooded Orphans.
美意識を気取った体裁は必要ない。そんな戦いしかできないのであれば、私はここでガンダムに倒されるだけのこと。これは戦争なのだ。命をかけて学ばなければならないこともある。
Though to be fair to Crank, he had a problem fighting kids. Once he found out the pilot was a
なる
kid.
べくなら邪魔は入ってほしくないのだがな。
私にお任せください。全力で調査隊を阻止してみせます。
いや、私が気にするのはピースクラフト家の要人の方だよ。この衛兵殿。
My dear Imperial Guard.
リリーナさん、
Legitimately, we had a whole conversation that hopefully gets included in the last recording about the fact that I put her in the Sand Kingdom.
Peace crap. Thank you. Yeah.
信じてくれないんですね。 そうではない。自分のモビルスーツを他人に触らせたくない。それだけだ。
That you rebuilt for him.
I think they might have been talking about Troa's heavy arms.
ゼクス特佐に必要ないと言われました。
この前の戦いでは後悔させたというわけか。
Yeah, no taking the quick way out this time.
ことにやりたいらしいな。お前のモビルスーツで戦わないのか。やはりお前のを使わせてもらう。どういうことだ。ここまで施しが過ぎると戦いの気持ちが鈍る。お前に限ってそれはないだろう。いや、あいつがだ。強いな。お
Yeah, this has
sucking his
more.
dick,
Okay, this is
Troa.
clearly in the fighting. Even though this is not G Gundam, it still has that air of shonen fighting 90s anime kind of situation, right?
No, it's just
That's what we're.
it is respect for fighters. I mean, that's not a shonen trope. Hell, it wasn't even a trope in Gundam, G Gundam. People backstab themselves They backstab each other all the time in G Gundam.
あの時トールギスは左腕をやられていた正当なハンデと思えばいい
技師長これってエンジニアとパイロットの違いですかね
そうだな
It's funny, since that's something I legitimately brought up in Thunderbolt.
いやこれは
That's right, people watching this on YouTube are probably watching this pretty recently, and Thunderbolt comes out next year.
Yeah.
何時だ2時32分だあとは俺に任せろすまない
I don't know that I let the guy who could barely hold on to a screwdriver be working on my Gundam.
Yeah.
あいつの左手ではこの重さはきついだろう
Half expected to get the
Yeah, the eye catch, yeah.
Again, it's still essentially the best mobile suit versus the worst Gundam. I also hate at the time, people were like, well, Hero was injured, so it's not really a fair fight.
I mean, it isn't a fair fight.
It is a fair fight. The Tall Geese is also pre-damaged before the fight even started. Wait, I would retract that. I already stated it's not a fair fight because the Heavy Arms fucking sucks. At the moment, the only thing the Heavy Arms can have a fair fight with is as a Leo and an Ares. And a Cancer, technically. Which shouldn't fucking work. Okay, and it doesn't. That's how you like the advantage of I'm a white mobile suit on the ice and snow. Also, I've dodged laser beams and you're firing a chain gun. Advantage still me.
That sun looks a bit bloated.
Saw that water it drank earlier in the day.
3 hours?
無意味無意味だと
違うか詳しくは知らないがこの基地にいる者はオズに追われている同じ敵を持つ者がこんな辺境の地で戦うことに何の意味があるパイロット同士の因縁かくだらないな
その通り
Yeah, he's right.
しかしつい先日
Oh, because you could have a mutual enemy and still be the enemies of each other.
これは戦う無意味さを感じるまでの戦いなのだろう
時代の中で自分をもう一度探して
Fighting the same enemy is just an alliance of convenience. Doesn't mean that you have the same goals.
いや守るものを見つけることができれば兵士は生き返るそのためにも時間がかかることもある
俺たちは今コロニーの守り方を失っているこんなところで時間をかけているわけにはいかない
Not your goal, Troa. Already had that conversation. Your goal is revenge?
I mean, the reason why they're taking on revenge is to protect the colonies.
No. Whole conversation about this. Their orders are literally to attack and destroy Oz, regardless of what happens to the colonies. They're not meant. That's why they weren't the suiciders. This is Sparta. Took off my helmet so I could see better to aim. I dropped my shield because it was weighing me down.
I guess a shield does work against beam sabers.
Well, this isn't the Universal Century.
Yeah.
It's also Gundanian.
How we know? Oh, that's Berlina. Yeah, that's where she enters.
It's a bit over the top. I mean, they're selling them to land. It was like one airstrip to land at, and that's the one they were heading to.
Whoops.
Also begs the question of who the fuck were they with? I would have assumed that they were with Noin. I would have assumed that they were with Noin's camp because this is a strategic zone, thus protecting the area that the fight's happening in. But that means they're just considering the random area of the Arctic a strategic zone.
I guess so.
As I said before. Because Hero said it before. Yes, but I'm also still technically winning, too. Also, the size difference between the tall geese and the heavy arms.
Yeah, this is so
stupid.
Yeah.
Put this into the context of Amuro accidentally swinging and hitting Lala. If Zex was as good as Amuro, which is to say worse, he would have killed Relina.
Amuro pretty good.
Sorry, I meant Sayla. This is legitimately Amuro almost hitting Sayla with the beam saber. Oh, you could have totally recut this and used the "Fools!" shout right here. You foul play. This is what I was about to do before you flew in front of me. The fuck are you talking about?
This is a duel. To the death.
Yeah, also you just flew into the middle of it where the hero was legitimately losing due to his own losing. Remembering why I don't like Relina that much. It's your own brother. Also, he's associated with Oz for a good reason, too.
しかしリリーナ様、どのような運命の巡り合わせとしても、ご自身の兄上の死を望むなどという不幸な考えはおやめください。兄？私のお兄様？
By the way, she's being introduced to her family the same way you would do like in a D&D game, where the person hasn't like written out their backstory or anything.
バラバラになったサンクキングダムの力を集結するのは難しく、連合に近づくためオズに所属し時を待ちました。ゼクス・マーキスという仮面をかぶって。
この手はあまりにも血に染まった
Badass poses.
サンクキングダム
Yeah.
リリーナこそがふさわしい。
オズが世界に新たな混乱を生み出している現状に、ゼクスは自分の存在意味を失ったのでしょう。唯一ガンダムとの戦いに兵士としての自分を見つけることができます。その戦いなのです。自分の心のままに生きるヒーロー。
Might use that as the new loop GIF for the videos.
Yeah.
サンクキングダムやピースクラフトの名を素直に愛せるために。
I mean, you can record it without the subtitles.
I know. I do that a lot for a lot of the videos that we do. Well, not so much the videos that we do. I do it for the solo stuff I do. You see, there's a little bitch out there in a plane who's flying in the middle of the duel.
3時方向より攻撃型輸送機多数接近中。おそらく調査隊のものかと思われます。
数は
確認できただけでも30機以上。大部隊です。
使えるモビルスーツは全て出せ。調査隊を撃破。
Legitimately, the tall geese could take them on itself. Also, not very good radar. They're like on top of you.
来たか。
聞こえるかヒーロー。それにゼクス。ざっと30機。格納されてるエアリーズを入れても100機程度だ。1人30機。余裕で撃墜できるな。
Dude, you're at the Wing Zero. You should be able to handle them all.
私が引きつける。コロニーに栄光あれ。
You're not even
Glory
from
to
the
the
colonies.
colonies?
Yeah, he's been very weird about this.
戦うためにな。
あいつ。これからも戦いづらい相手になるな。
Also, it's like bad for them too because they're not shouting glory to the colonies or anything.
That makes him a traitor to us, I guess.
Well, he killed the inspector and everything like that.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't kill the inspector, but I mean, he's gone rogue.
では、リリーナと共にそこを脱出してくれ。
ゼクス。
君たちが逃げ切ったところで、私は調査隊に投降する。
でしたら私も戦います。
ノイン。私は未来あるサンクキングダムの要人を守ってみせる。いや、守らせてくれ。
Again, scenes that must have happened. Noin takes Relina to the Sand Kingdom. Because otherwise, the idea is she's the leader of Sand Kingdom that the Sand Kingdom doesn't know about?
Yeah.
どんな形でもいい。あの戦いが終わってくれてよかった。
And the audience hated you more for interrupting a cool
Why?
fight between two Gundam pilots.
I thought the fight was kind of dumb anyway. It was cool back in the day, but now it's just dumb.
You know what? Things that are cool based on nostalgia are still cool now. You don't get to just change your mind and make it not cool.
I do get to change my mind.
Nope.
Why not?
Because I said no.
Ah.
Did I not define to you last episode what rule meant? Arrogance and oppression. Who's more arrogant than this guy?
I didn't say it, so.
Well, I'm glad that you can recognize my voice from yours.
The fact that, well, this is an outro, but still, the fact that Relina can just carry two full-grown lions like they were puppies, it's just ridiculous.
I mean, it might be an element of them standing up with her. If someone's tugging on your neck, you're probably going to move a little bit so you're not uncomfortable.
Oh, there they are.
戦火は宇宙へと拡大していく。宇宙のオズは連合軍の残党を撃破するとともにコロニーの懐柔策を進めていた。カトルとデュオはその企みを知らせるため宇宙へ行くことを決意する。だが故郷であったはずのコロニーはガンダムを敵であると宣言した。新機動戦機ガンダムウィング第17話裏切りの冬季故郷。
If you
Which is gonna lead.
disassociate yourself with the Gundams, then what they do isn't your responsibility and you can't be blamed for them. And to be fair, when Dr. J was on the radio, he basically said, it's not the colonies doing it, it's me. So essentially it's just a terrorist organization that's located on the colonies.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, we did just 2 episodes back get the fact that the Romefeller Foundation does not care to negotiate or dialogue. So these are nuances that would only matter towards, say, the Alliance, an organization willing to open up dialogue. Nuance is for the weak. Unfortunately, I gotta say that Gundam Wing is the show that I would write.
Yeah.
We would get to the point of, like, Relina, like, Zax is saying Relina is the new leader of the Sand Kingdom, and we're like, then when do we establish that? Ah, fuck, I forgot. They're already animating it. Just keep going.
Yeah. We don't have a lot of budget and we have less time.
I thought I already established that. They're gonna have to figure it out themselves. We'll fix it in the novel.
I think it would have been a better fight if both of them had been in full, because, the fact that the hero is wounded and not using his usual mech it's not the fight that we should have had, which should have been Zero versus
it's a build-up fight, obviously, because we know they're going to fight many more times to come. It's a build-up fight that obviously Zax has already stated, oh, well, my arm is actually broken too. The Tall Geese's arm. It's already damaged. That's my handicap. And Hero is both injured and not in his, which is clearly the argument that the main character isn't gonna pull through this at full strength. But it is also funny to me because you've been defending the heavy arms this whole time, and your argument is, oh, that's the fucking heavy arms.
Well, I said I like the heavy arms. I liked it a lot. If it had been Troll on the heavy arms, I think he would have had a better chance. But I said Hero's not flying his 01, which is the one he's used to.
No one has a chance against the Tall Geese except for the 01. That's only because the 01's overpowered. But then again, as I pointed out before, Zex beat the 01 in a Leo, a ground-type Leo, in the air. So...
yeah, it shouldn't have happened, but it did.
What shouldn't have happened?
I mean, the whole grab him and should have just be able to cut his way out of the Leo and throw it away, but he didn't. So.
Well, he can't cut his way out of the Leo. He's grappled him. His arms are restrained. And one of his legs, technically. What's he going to do? Operate the beam saber with his foot?
I mean, he should have been strong enough to break the Leo's
We have no precedent for that. We haven't seen the Wing Zero grab a Leo and then, Hulk it or anything. And also not for nothing that he's falling at terminal velocity.
Or try to transform out of it situation. Maybe transformation would, loosen him up.
I think the grapple also would have prevented that because the bits of the mech have to fold in and all this other stuff, and he's basically holding them in place. So if the motors or whatever aren't going to be strong enough to break through the Leo's grip and the grapple, it's probably not going to be strong enough to do the same twist movements that it has to do to bend into itself. Because it's probably the same motors.
That's where the forearm blade of the heavy arms would have come in handy.
Again, I would also argue against that. Because the forearm blade deploys outward from in. So if you're blocking the mechanism by the deployment, one, you're pushing against the flat end of the blade, which has no cutting device. So you're the safest point to be pushing against it. But also its, release has to be stronger than your push force. And once again, no indication of that so far. At best, at best, I would say if the heavy arms was being grappled by a Leo, I was about to say Zaku, by a Leo, one, it's got guns in the chest, so, but also it's got a detachable arm. Suddenly you're not being held by one side, twist away, and the momentum and, I guess angle of force, because I can't remember what I'm trying to say here, against the other arm being held might break you free from that. The only element therein, though, is that it's also gripping you by one leg. You only have one angle of force to twist from.
Ostensibly, of course, the torso can also bend completely as well. So
yeah, but so can the Leos.
Yeah, but the Leo's not doing anything because it's just grapple. Because remember that Sex jumped out.
No,
of
you're
it,
saying that. Oh, you mean well, yeah, but that's like 5 seconds from hitting the ocean.
Well, the combination of both hitting the ocean and being twisting around could be enough to let him go. And,
but a real human being would have been killed by hitting the ocean.
Yeah,
he had terminal velocity, essentially space to the ground. That was the point that Zex thought the pilot was going to be dead. That's why he bailed out and just didn't go down too. Because the thing is that we know that both Zex and Hero can take the same amount of Gs. That's the thing that's been shown to us, is that Wing Zero can do the same movements that the Tallgeese can. So when Zex proves that he can pilot the Tallgeese, essentially he's proving he can pilot the Wing Zero.
Also, Crush Step, he didn't know if he could survive the Leo Crush Step if it goes down with inside the water, which clearly the Wing did, but not the Leo. In fact, the Leo drops off eventually because of water pressure.
But we don't see what happens to the Leo. The Leo's just not there.
That probably has to be water pressure that did it,
No clue.
It's supposed to be a crush step.
We never see a Leo in the water. Same way we never see an Ares in the water.
So there you have it. Duel that amounted to not much of anything.
I guess my problem is that this is literally, I think, probably top 3 fights in Gundam Wing. So if you're shitting on this one, we don't have any hope in the future.
No, I think they're better fights, especially in space later on. So
I'm no fan of space fights. Also, this is a duel. I prefer duels to giant
and the first fight between the Tallgeese and the Zero one was actually more interesting, I think.
One, barely remember it, so I would have to argue maybe not. I remember this fight. I don't remember the first fight between 01 and Tallgeese. I remember the first fight between Epyon and the 01, but I don't also remember being very impressed by it either. Well, then again, that probably happens during an arc of the show that just isn't in my head anymore. Like I said, a lot of this show, I just don't remember for some reason.
I mean, I remember this episode more for Relina showing up and trying to shut them down. That's when she remembers that she gets told, gets told by knowing, oh, he's your brother, by the way.
It's the stupidest fucking thing.
Yes, I love him, and he's your brother.
Like, I understood when Sayla, comes sailing by in front of Char and Amuro, because, she's not in a commercial jet. Sayla is in an actual fighting craft, and in the middle of the fight, too. Relina is just, completely ignoring the fact she's flying between two things that are fighting, and, not for nothing to the previous discussions I've had, shouts over the sound of a jet engine at a Gundam on the ground.
She has the headset, but still, it should be pretty loud. The sound of the engines, the open air as it rushes past in the middle of the fight, because that's supposed to be a howling wing of the Arctic, coming into the plane, right? So it's like, that who the hell's hearing you at this moment? You're like, ah, ah.
I'm saying that's the stupidity of the scene. And then Relina's instant, I don't like him. He's not fighting right. This isn't a duel. This is just a beatdown, or whatever the fuck she says. It's stupid. It's fucking stupid. And I don't remember Relina getting much better as a character past this. After she gets into the ultimate pacifism route, which is also fucking stupid. like being a complete pacifist only works if everyone is.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're
nobody is.
a Morlock in a world filled with I can never remember what they were called.
You human in a world of Morlocks?
No, a Morlock in a world of you know what I'm trying to reference, don't you?
The time machine?
Yeah.
They were humans.
No, they weren't. God damn it! I'm about to type more. I'm going to type Morlocks from World of Warcraft.
And they were the monsters. They were not the humans.
Yeah, I am aware of what they are, but they weren't humans. Or they weren't referred to as humans anyway. LOI. You would be a Morlock in a world of LOI. You know, basically the creatures the humanoid creatures, because the Morlocks were also humanoid. I mean, they're technically all human, so your thing doesn't really work. They're all descendants of humans.
Yeah, but some of them are mutated, and they're
not mutated. They just evolved to a life underground, and then they ate the LOI, and the LOI evolved into a pacifist, peaceful life on the surface. That's why they're not called humans, because they're both descended from humans. The Morlocks descend from the humans that went to shelters underground. So I assume most people, versus the LOI, were descended from the people who survived on the surface. But you know, the LOI don't even understand the books around them anymore. And you know, in the movie, the books just crumble when you touch them. But they're also just like happy-go-lucky lives on the surface until the goes off, and the Morlocks just hunt them for food. And I guess it's just food. That's what I'm saying. You would have to be everybody on Earth would have to be a pacifist. If one person decided not to be total pacifist, you'd be a Morlock in a world of LOI.
There you have it. This episode was the thing. Big duel.
All right. So I guess that being that, then once again, I've been Theta. This has been Lessons. We've been Stone-Faced Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stone-Faced Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video and what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?